All right, welcome back, folks. We're just going to have to run a straight Facebook Live here. We apologize. 7:20 to play in the first quarter. You've not missed anything yet. It's 3rd down and 15 now for the Fort Pierce Bengals. Antoine Edgecombe. And, yeah, we're going to have problems with the yardsticks, it looks like, tonight. They've got 3rd down. It's supposed to be 2nd down. So it's 2nd and 15. For Edgecombe, 6:53 to play. You're just going to have to rely on me to tell you the score and the time. Smith now to the right of Edgecombe. Looks. That's a fumble. No way. They're going to say incomplete pass, but that's clearly a fumble. His arm was not coming forward, but it doesn't matter because the ball goes out of bounds. But that's going to bring it. Should be 4th down and wherever that ball went out of bounds. But he was blindsided over there. Not sure what happened. Somebody missed a block, that's for sure. That's being Captain Obvious. So now it's 3rd down and 15 following the incomplete pass. 6 minutes to play in quarter number 1. No score here. Get rid of the other two. Watch the play, though. Throws deep down the field. Caught at the 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Fort Pierce Bengals. That's a beaut. Tommy Mitchell on 3rd and 15. Edgecombe to Mitchell for 65, and the Bengals are on top, 6-0. Got it right?
Yes, I did.
What was that? Oh, I don't do the clock, man. Huh? I'm out here calling those touchdowns. Going line up for 2. Tommy Mitchell, what a play. Wide open, one-on-one coverage. And the Bengals do exactly what they need to do on their opening drive, and that's explode for 6. Smith to the right, or to the left of Edgecombe. Looks, fires, caught for 2. And it's 8-0 to the big tight end, number 85, Thomas Fulton. And with 5:06 to play, it's 8-0 Fort Pierce. Welcome back to Khalil Mack Field, and the Fort Pierce Bengals on 3rd and 15. Edgecombe to Mitchell for a 65-yard bomb. And for the first time this season, the Bengals, I believe, score on their opening drive. Once again, we want to thank Big Trouble Loyalty Bail Bonds, family owned and insured. At Big Trouble, there is no trouble too big, and the loyalty to their customers is never too small. 24/7 service, they are there to help you and your loved ones go through the entire process and get released quickly. Check them out online at www.bigtrouble.loyaltybonds.com. And here's the kick, and this one is a much better boot, and this will be fielded at the 10-yard line by number 4, and he gets out across to the 29. Nice return there by Jamontre Eluzma. And an even bigger hit by the big tight end that just converted the 2-point conversion, number 85, Thomas Fulton. And this is where the Stingrays will take over 1st and 10 at their own 29 in an 8-0 hole with 4:33 to play. Got to stop the clock on change of possessions with 4:30 to play in the opening quarter. So they last drive out is really what you missed with the signal issues. And so the Stingrays did drive. They kept it between the 30s, but faltered once they got to the 30, and that Bengals defense stiffened up and was able to get to quarterback Malik Jackson. And Jackson front drops the ball. Ball's on the ground. He's in trouble from the get-go. And a whole pack of Bengals come in and bring him down, led by number 33 in there, Willie Boston. The big defensive tackle gets in there, and Willie will be credited with a sack. 4:14 to play in the opening quarter. Signal good? Don't. Second down and 13 for, that's a false start, and they're going to be, he did it, nope, he did it, nope, he did it, and we're going to see who the Whitehead says did it. Kendrick Gaskin, the defensive end, pointing at number 25, who I don't have on the roster. And they're going to call a false start, so it's going to back them up 5 more yards. So it's going to be second down and 20. Second down and 20 here. Once again, Pool Boy Mafia, no job too small when it comes to pools. In ground, above ground. Check him out on Facebook at hashtag Poolboy, Poolboi, Mafia, Mafia. Second and 20 now for the Stingrays as Malik Jackson drops back, rolls to his right. He shakes one defender, 2 defenders, 3 defenders, and he is out across the 40 and close to, if he doesn't have a Florida Stingray first down, and the sticks are moving. So apparently he does. So it'll be 1st and 10 right at the 40. So that 20 yards wiped out in the blink of an eye by quarterback Malik Jackson. Big number 15 there, Tyus Savoy. Number 99 you see is Shaquem Padmore for the Stingrays. And the defense of the Bengals, which has really been stout all year. This defense has been really good. And looking forward to seeing them play with a lead here. Malik Jackson from the gun, one back to his right. He's going to follow that back. He slips and falls, and down he goes. He cannot get past Jonathan Tucker. Big Tuck with the takedown, and it's 2nd and 15 following the loss of 5. Ball back to the 35. So it's 2 steps up and 3 steps back for the Stingray offense thus far. But again, I think a lot of that has to do with this Bengals defense. Florida has numbers over there, but not many. 6 players deep on the sideline, so 7. So they don't have a lot of guys to draw from in terms of as the deeper this game goes on. And the Bengals are showing all kinds of a blitz here through the middle, and they actually back up and don't bring it. Jackson rolls to his right, throws, and toeing the sidelines, and the referee says he made the catch, and a heck of a catch it is by number 3, Kyrie Savoy, for Savoy, his second catch of the night. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. It'll be 3rd down and 7 as we rapidly approach the end of the first quarter. A 65-yard touchdown pass from Antoine Edgecombe to Tommy Mitchell has the Bengals on top 8-0. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 for Jackson. He's got 2 wide receivers split wide to his right, 1 near side, 1 back in the backfield. Offsides, but he gets back. Jackson looks, throws, caught, and short of the sticks. Pass hauled in by Jason T. And it'll be 4th and about 3. Forward progress, maybe 2. We'll give him out to about the 48. So at no more should it be 4th and 2, and that's precisely what it'll be. And I like the fact that the Stingrays are going for it. 1:01 to play here in the first quarter. Man in motion. And Jackson going to try to get it himself, but he's going to come up well short. Stuffed by Willie Boston, the big DT. And that'll be a turnover on downs. 52 and a half seconds to play, and the Bengals will take over 1st and 10 at the Florida Stingray 47-yard line. That's a loss of 1, actually. First and 10. And Florida showing blitz. They bring blitz, catch them on a trap, but they do not beat number 11, Joshua Curry, who gets in there and makes the stop, and that's a loss of 5, 2nd and 15 now. And Antoine Edgecombe checks the sideline for the play. He's got it. Second and 15. Edgecombe drops back. He's in trouble. He scurries. He splits 2 defenders. He's out across the 45. And he gets down after picking up 10, 11 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. And that'll bring 3rd and 6. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. With your score, the Fort Pierce Bengals 8. The Florida Stingrays, nothing. it around and go the other way. Good crowd on hand here tonight. Can't show them because the awning here prevents us from moving the camera fully left and fully right here at Khalil Mack Field. So the Bengals 1 for 1 on possessions, and they are facing, I'm not sure how they lost yards between quarters, but they have somehow marked the ball back to 3rd and 10, unless he didn't get that far out, which I suspect is the issue. I think they're going to replace the down person. Nope, okay. Should be 3rd and 6, right? Isn't that what it was?
If they go where does it go where they stop sliding or where he initially slid? I believe it was 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, and that referee over there is doing a great job making it right. 3rd and 7, give or take a yard. So yeah, he did a great. That's a great job by the referee, making it so. Well, the one good thing about a straight Facebook Live is we can get a little closer in on the action. So I hate it because we can't put the scoreboard up or none of the fancy graphics. But again, we want to thank Big Trouble Loyalty Bail Bonds, 772-461-5771, and Pool Boy Mafia, hashtag Pool Boy Mafia on Facebook. I'm not sure. They got it right. I think that's what they're discussing. But I like the fact that they're talking about it. And then, a lot of circles, this annoys football fans. But when you see officials talking on the field, you can only assume that it's to get the call right. And I think Meach is saying, I think it was 3rd and 6 is what Big Meach is saying down there. John Chandler, the head coach of the Fort Pierce Bengals. He's saying, how did we lose a yard? Now, the last thing you want to see here if you're an official is 4th and 1. Saturday Night Football here on Brevard Sports Network. Thanks for joining us here. The Stingrays are coming off a bye, it looks like. Lost to the Cougars, tied the Bengals. Lost 34-28 to the Bulls to put some offense up that night. Defeated the Centurions 6-0 this year for their lone win. This is according to their FCFL schedule. So it's 3rd and 7 here. I formation, Edgecombe, play action, turns, looks, fires, throws, and in and out of the hands of the intended wide receiver. But that play was made by Riante Duncan, the DB, number 1, because he got his hands up, and I'm absolutely positive as a result of that, he obstructed the vision of the intended wide receiver, Jones, on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 7. Now, I find it extremely difficult to believe the Bengals are actually going to punt here. Could they be pulling out a fake punt in the arsenal? But again, we've said on multiple occasions how well this defense is playing, so they could just be wanting to flip the field here and pin them back. 14:39 to play in the first half. 8-0. Edgecombe to Mitchell, 65 yards, 2-point conversion. Good to Fulton, and they will punt. And that's a beaut, end over end, and right out of the end zone. So that'll be a net 21-yard punt because the ball will be placed at the 20. And with 14:31 to go, the Stingrays will take over, trailing by 8. Eight to nothing. The Fort Pierce Bengals on top. 14:31 to play in the first half. Alan Z with you here from Khalil Mack Field as the Florida Stingrays take over 1st and 10 at their own 20 following the 21-yard net punt by Michael James. So Malik Jackson they've got 4 wide receivers, double split equally to each side, do the Stingrays, and 2 of them don't know the snap count and jump off sides. And it'll be 1st and 15 now. Luzma and Savoy, the guilty parties from the wide receiver position, and we'll do first down all over again. So it'll be 1st and 15. So Malik Jackson leads them back out in the gun. Throws caught underneath by Savoy, and he'll be tackled by several Bengals defenders. He'll pick up 1 for Tommy Mitchell on the touchdown pass earlier. That was his first touchdown reception of the year, according to the stats. Now, I believe there is a game or 2 missing from here. But at least according to the stats. And if it is his first one, it's a big one. Edgecombe's 5th passing touchdown of the year. 2nd and 12 for the Stingrays. 13:40 to play in the first half. Corner blitz shown. It's brought. And up the middle with the quarterback keeper is Malik Jackson, and he'll go nowhere as number 75, Chris Ortiz, the center, is hopping off the field. And that's never a good thing. Yes, because of the 6 guys that I saw standing over there, none of them look to have the size of Ortiz. So it looked like number 17, Bryce Brown, came in. And it is Bryce Brown that's going to snap the football. And we get a timeout on the field. Timeout. Timeout, Bengals. 12:43 to play in the first half, 8-0. Once again, Big Trouble Loyalty Bail Bonds, www.bigtroubleloyaltybonds.com online, located at 800 Virginia Avenue, Suite 9, right here in beautiful Fort Pierce. 24/7 service. They are here to help you and your loved ones go through the entire process and get released quickly. And, of course, Pool Boy Mafia. Hashtag POOLBOI Mafia. Third down and 12 now for the Stingrays following the Fort Pierce Bengal timeout. They have 2 left here in the half, and it looks as though the decision to punt could turn out very well here if they can get a hold. Jackson from the gun. He looks to throw. He does, and wide open, but short. He's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and 1 now. Jackson with an unconventional throwing style, but you know what? It's pretty accurate. It's like he pushes the ball out there. It's a spiral. He throws a great spiral, and it's pretty accurate. So it's 4th and about a yard, maybe 3/4 of a yard here. And the wide receiver did a good job that time. Defensive back, even a better job on the tackle now. The wide open on the covers. Not sure what happened there on the coverage to allow the receiver to slip underneath like that, but certainly brings up an interesting scenario here with 4th and short, and the Stingrays aren't going to think twice about going for it. Jackson going to get up under center, and they're going to try and stuff him in the middle. And he's not going to get it. He loses yards. And the Fort Pierce Bengals defense, that stout defense in the middle, holds up again on 4th and short. And again, it's John Tucker in the middle coming through off the end, as well as number 33, Willie Boston. And it's 1st and 10 for the Bengals from the Stingray 34-yard line. Malik Jackson never had a chance. And, Caleb, I'll take you back to losing Chris Ortiz, the center, because Bryce Brown has the body of a wide receiver, and he's not going to push Willie Boston out of the way. And the Bengals take advantage and will take over 1st and 10. And so football, always a chess game within a game. And there you see a perfect example of it. So Antoine Edgecombe brings the Bengals offense back out. Looks like they're going to line up in a power I here. Straight I formation. Smith, the deep back. Edgecombe turns, gives to him. He cuts back. And he is brought down by Eugene McCutcheon, the outside linebacker. And I tell you what, this defense is pretty good too. Seems to be some turf footing issues out there. I mean, it hasn't rained in Florida since the days of Noah's Ark. So, I mean, I don't know why the field would be wet. What? Well, I mean, it's just, it has nothing to do with it. It's just a slick turf. You know what I mean? I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean?
I would be thinking that with the big donation that was made.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess upgrades. 2nd down and 15. And that running play goes nowhere. And again, the reason it does not is because of Eugene McCutcheon. McCutcheon gets in there, and on 2 running plays, the Bengals have now lost 10 yards, and so much for me bragging on the rushing attack coming into this one. Because right now, it's the passing game of the Bengals that has them on the board. They can't seem to get past McCutcheon, the outside linebacker there. So 3rd down and about 22 now. See what the offense has in store here. Last time they faced 3rd and long, Edgecombe found Mitchell for 65. They don't need to get that far. My man Speedy Knowles is in, split near side wide. And Edgecombe looks right his way, and he's in trouble. And he just gets rid of it, and that's intercepted. And still on his feet and cutting it back is Jamonte Aluzma. And Aluzma with a pick on a throw on the run. That's the first turnover of the night. And the Florida Stingrays have stung this Bengal offense here with an interception by Jamonte Aluzma. And they are in business, 1st and 10 at the Fort Pierce 33-yard line. Not overly crazy there about the choice to throw that football. Sometimes it's okay to take a sack or just absolutely airmail that thing to US1. 1st and 10 at the 34. And Malik Jackson has short field to work with here, and we get a timeout. With 8:58 to play in the first half, Bengals on top, 8-0. And FAU currently leading Kansas State in the Elite Eight. The winner will advance to the Final Four. And FAU on quite a run. Speaking of quite a run right now, the Florida Stingrays, following the interception, have the ball 1st and 10 at the 34. And that is the 6th Bengal interception of the year that was thrown. And Malik Jackson turns, pump fake. He's going to keep it. He's got room up the middle. He slips and falls. And again, the tricky turf makes the tackle. It's like the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, that turf, they worked on that turf all week long. And the day of the game, nobody could keep their footing. The Eagles had to change cleats and everything else. So if it can happen there, it can certainly happen here. 2nd and 8 for Jackson and the Stingrays, and blitz straight up the middle. And he dumps it out, little shovel. I'm not sure what kind of a pass that was, but it's an effective one because all the way down inside the Pool Boy Mafia red zone are the Florida Stingrays and nearly crossed the line of scrimmage. I guess he didn't. And that's going to be 1st and goal to go from the 10 as Malik Jackson was in trouble, slipped out, found Shakur Gibbons, and Gibbons gets down, and is it goal to go or can they pick it up? Nope, goal to go as the Referee on the far side says, back it up. This is the worst kind of goal to go when you're at the 10, but it does give you a little bit more field to play with. And this is where this Bengals defense stood tall nearly last time, turns, gives, and down again with slippery footing. That time, Jamontre Eluzma, who had the interception, slips and falls for a loss of 4, and it's 2nd and goal from the 13, 14-yard line now. $7:30 to go and counting here. And the Florida Stingrays looking to get into the end zone for the first time here tonight. They trail 8-0. The back deep is Shakur Gibbons. And the Bengals blitz thrown, caught by Savoy. Savoy down to about the 5 and a flag thrown. And that's going to be a face mask on Fort Pierce. Got to stop the clock. Fort Pierce. This is going to be a half the distance penalty. So it'll be first and goal from the 2.5-yard line. Should be first down, I believe. Unless it was the 5-yard variety. And I believe they're going to call the 5-yard variety. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 2.5. No doubt 4-down territory for Malik Jackson. Turns, gives to Shakur again, and he is gobbled up on the interior of that defensive line. And now, 4th and goal. Coming in to make the tackle was Rodney Matthew. Rodney Matthew. So Matthew comes up and makes the big stop. No decision to be made here. 4th down and goal. And Florida has been good here tonight, Caleb, in these situations. So we get a timeout on the field with 6:15 to go in the first half. 8-0. Fort Pierce. All right, here we go. 4th and goal from about the 2.5-yard line. Malik Jackson trying to get him in. He's got 2 backs in the backfield now. Jamontre Eluzma, I believe is how you say his last name. And Shakur Gibbons. And he gives to, and outside, and stop. Does he get in? He does, indeed. Jamontre Eluzma with a Florida Stingray touchdown. And they turn a turnover into points. Pot, baby. P-O-T. Points off turnovers. And with 5:37 to play in the opening half, it's 8-6. Fort Pierce on top. They've done it all day on 3rd and long or 4th and long. They've not backed down from these situations. And there it pays off. Keeping in mind, Caleb, they started this drive with a short field following the interception. So good job by Malik Jackson to get him in. And, of course, he makes that drive with that short little dump off over there to Shakur Gibbons. That's the play of the drive. Jamontre Eluzma with the touchdown. And this is Eluzma again. Does he get in? He does not. So the score will hold at 8-6. So the Bengals defense comes up big on the 2-point conversion, and they'll keep the 2.86 lead here with 5:37 to play in half number 1. So when you hear the broadcast with no audio, we're just simply muting it to get caught up on notes and things like that between the break. So Speedy Knowles and Tommy Mitchell are back deep, and the Florida Stingrays will kick off for the first time in this one. They go 7 plays, 34 yards, and eat up 4.5 minutes of clock in doing so. As Jamontre Alusma gets in from 2.5 yards out on 4th and goal to go. It was an effort play. That was an I want it more than you want play. And set to kick off will be Kyrie Savoy, number 3 it looks like, and he's going to borrow a T from the Bengals. Or it could be number 17, Bryce Brown. I'll tell you what, if it's Bryce Brown kicking off, he does everything, don't he? Center, receiver, DB, kicker. (34-34) between FAU and Kansas State in the NCAA Elite Eight. And it's going to be Kyrie Savoy kicking off. 5:37 to play here in the first half. Savoy just drills this one down the middle, and it's going to end up in the hands of Speedy Knowles. Knowles out across the 25 to the 30. He's got a block. He cuts back to the 40, to the 45, to the 47. What do I say? Put Knowles in space, and he's dangerous, and there you see a perfect example of it. Speedy Knowles with a great return there, 36 yards, and the Fort Pierce Bengals will take over 1st and 10. Ball dead on the 50-yard line. 5:20 to go. That was a good job by Speedy to read the block, to cut back inside. And as a result, he was able to pick up 8 additional yards. If he comes outside on that block, then he's out of bounds at the 41, 42-yard line. So that's a headsy return by Speedy. So it'll be a power I once again with Smith, the deep back. Knowles in the slot on the far side. Mitchell, near side, split wide. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Edgecombe under center, turns, gives to Smith, and the running game right now has no answer for the front 7 of the Florida Stingrays. They are averaging lost yards per carry at the moment. And the man responsible that time was number 26, Edward Fagan. It'll be 2nd and 15. That's a good angle right there, Caleb. That'll help him with the game film, too. That's the other advantage of a straight Facebook Live. You can just use it for game film. 2nd and 15. Again, a power I. Knowles this time lines up in the slot with Mitchell here near side. Edgecombe puts Knowles in motion, and he'll go back to the other side. And there are 8 men in the box, and that's going to be a false start. It'll be 2nd and 20. There are 8 guys in the box for the Florida Stingrays. Clearly, the left tackle moved first. Oh, they're going to call offsides, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to be honest with you. Edward Fagan's got a legitimate beef. Go ahead.
Well, let me say, the linemen here on the sideline are saying the defense can't clap. The defense, they're saying, was clapping.
Oh, well, okay.
So,
all right, well, that's good. Okay, so Caleb puts it, and again, another great job by the referees, because what Fagan did was he clapped, and the defense can't clap. That's correct. That is correct. So it is offsides. Had he not clapped, then that's a false start. But he clapped. You're right, he did.
You can say whatever you want. You just can't
clap, right? Good looking out, Caleb. Good looking out. Now they're talking about it. Yeah, they stick with the offsides call. Good call. First or second and 15 now. So that's a good call. Referee's flag still on the field, so don't let me say there's a flag down.
And the other referee realized it.
Yeah. So we'll do second down all over again. 2nd and 10 now as Knowles will head to the other side. And Mitchell, and I believe it's Javon Brown, lined up in the slot near side. Edgecombe under center with Smith, the deep back. And Edgecombe going to follow the block of his backs, and he goes nowhere. He loses 2 more yards. And that time it is Bryce Brown in on the stop. And look, I don't know if this is just more of 8 can't be blocked by 6, but that time there were 8 guys. It was 8 on 8 that time. And the Bengals are going to take a timeout, and Big Meech and company are going to try and figure out why they can't block the interior and the linebackers of the Florida Stingrays. Once again, we want to thank Big Trouble Loyalty Bail Bonds, family owned and insured at Big Trouble. There is no trouble too big, and their loyalty to you, the customer, is never too small. 24/7 service. Big Trouble Loyalty Bail Bonds are here to help you and your loved ones go through the entire process and get released quickly. For the service you deserve and the time you need it, call 772-461-5771 or visit online at www.BigTroubleLoyaltyBonds.com. Coming out of the Big Trouble Loyalty Bonds timeout, 3:59, 8-6. Another defensive battle brewing here at Khalil Mack Field tonight, as this potent rushing attack of the Fort Pierce Bengals cannot get going. Now, the danger of what Florida is doing at the moment, stacking 8 men in the box, now, yeah, still 8 men in the box, is if Smith can break through, you better hope your DBs can catch him. Throws, that's great coverage, but they're going to throw a flag. And I think had Jamontre Elsma not grabbed the back of the jersey and just had his hand on there, that's not a penalty. But he grabbed the back of the jersey, and it'll be interference on Jamontre, and this will be 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Good throw, as Edgecombe put that, where only his wide receiver could get it. And it was actually pretty good coverage. There are some officials that would throw that flag, some that wouldn't. This official, a good official, saw the grab of the jersey and threw the flag. I'm not sure what they're walking off. Pass interference is a spot foul, right? They play NFL rules. Unless they tacked on something else here, which is possible, and we missed it. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 25 now, following the penalties, I can imagine. They have tagged something on here, because the pass interference occurred at about the 35, and they added another 10. 3rd down. It should be 1st down. The yardstick reads 3rd down. Travis Cash, that's funny. That is funny, Travis. It's got me laughing up here. I can't disagree. Everything we thought we knew. All right, 3:53 to go. I promise you it's first down. What's there to? He's trying to explain to me why I guess it's third down. I'm going to have to hear this explanation myself. Okay, so what are we doing here? All right, now what we originally thought, right? Spot foul right here where the pass interference occurred, unless somebody picked. I don't know. I have no idea. First and 25 now. I mean, I would love to be able to explain this to you, but I don't know. It should be first and 10. I didn't see any other flags fly. Meach is telling him it should be right here's where the foul occurred. Right? Should be first and 10 from about the 35 to 4. I'll take that. First and 10 for there. Nah, there we go. Okay. Now we right. All right. 3:53 to go. Here we go. Well, I get it. All right. Edgecombe back in the gun. He drops, looks, dumps it off to Smith. Smith breaks one tackle, and he's got another first down to the 25-yard line. Wide open in the end zone, though, was one of the Bengal receivers. I can't see his number from here. Looks like 85. Thomas Fulton was all alone. But you picked up 12 yards on that, and it's first and 10 at the 28 now with 3:44 to go. You stop the clock. You save a timeout. So it's all in all a good decision. You're going to have three wide receivers to the right. Mitchell all alone here on the left, and his coverage is deep inside. If I'm Edgecombe, I am eyeing this up unless the safety comes over. Let's see what happens here. And the safety does provide help. He throws across. Oh, I tell you what, he had him just a tad bit too high. Incomplete. The pass will stop the clock. It'll be second and 10, and he got safety help over the top, did number 4. So that took Mitchell out of the play. But one-on-one coverage was Fulton, and Fulton went back to the huddle and told his guy, I had him beat last time. Had him beat again on the inside to throw, just a little bit high. 3:37 to play now in the first half. It'll be second and 10. Obvious four-down situation for Fort Pierce here. Coming up at halftime, absolutely nothing. We take a little break. Been a rough one today. I don't know, man. That's on me, bud. Second and 10. Second and 10. Edgecombe from the gun. 2-3 steps, looks again, goes to his fourth option, throws. I tell you what, Speedy wanted it. And the pass was actually intended for Dontravius Joseph. Oh, I'm sorry. That was intended for Dominic Walker. So that was intended for Walker. And Walker was all alone, but it wouldn't have mattered because we got a holding call on the penalty. But Knowles jumped up and deflected the pass. Somebody ran the wrong route there. So following the pass, the referee indicated a hold, so that'll back us up 10 yards. Maybe. We'll see where the yardstick goes. There we go. So it looks like it's 3rd and 19 now. It's got to be at least a 10-yard penalty. But okay. 3:27. But these guys are doing a good job. And you're right, Caleb. They got kids over there on the sticks, and that's tough because you got to make sure that they're doing the right thing. And these guys are the same crew that are out here every week, and I've seen them maintain control. I've seen them do a great job. I mean, this is not easy. 3rd down. And for the first time, we see Sears in the game, and we got another flag, and that's going to be a false start, and now it's going to be 3rd and 24. Yeah, the whole receiving corps jumped on that one. They better check them wristbands again. All right. Great. I mean, just a great crowd here, man. Look at the parking lot over there. It's all filled up. And you know what? This is really one of the first games of the year where it's probably sitting in the mid-80s. So that's going to take a toll. And I get what the Bengals might be trying to wear down that front, but they don't show any signs of wearing down. 3rd and 24 now with 3:27 to play in the first half. It's been 3.5 minutes to play for 10 minutes now. 8-6, Fort Pierce on top. Sears in motion. Edgecombe straight back, looks, fires, nice throw. Oh, I thought he had it. Mitchell was wide open, streaking across the middle. Thought, and he had Jamontre Aluzma beat by 3 steps. And Edgecombe knows it coming off the field. He knows it. He knows it. It's all you can ask. Well, I mean, you can ask him to complete it, but as long as he knows it, and he knows it. He's throwing the ball. I like the way he's throwing the ball in this game, and other than the interception, he's got a good trajectory on it. Got to settle down a little bit. He'll be all right in the second half. He really heated up in the second half of in the second half of that last home game we did. And they're going to punt again. And the Florida Stingrays hold. Yeah, I see that. 42-38 FAU. They're not going away, are they? Miami with a big win over Houston. They'll play tomorrow.
Saw a meme earlier said NCAA officials thinking about the possibility of a San Diego State, FAU, Miami, and someone Final Four.
As you say, none of this of what's going on in the NCAA was not on the bingo card. Was not on my bingo card, that's for sure. So it's 4th and 24. And the last time from this very same spot, the ball went into the end zone. So let's see what happens here, if he can get it to drop. Bad snap, scooped up. And, well, my goodness, to say that took, that hit a Bengals player. To say that took a Fort Pierce bounce would be understating it. That punt went about 8 yards and then hit the ground and just took off. Had it not hit a Bengal, that ball could have rolled into the end zone. 3:07 to play, and the Stingrays will take over 1st and 10 at their own. Let me see where they mark the ball here. 28. So what's worked for Florida tonight is Malik Jackson following his backs out of the backfield for yardage, and dump-offs and receivers running to the sticks. So let's see what they do here with 1 timeout and 3:07 to go. 4-3 set for the Fort Pierce Bengals. 4 defensive backs. And again, throws and well short of his intended target, Dixion Amari. And the incomplete pass stops the clock with 2:53 to play in the first half.
Number 2, the corner for the Bengals, called the play. He called the motion as it just before it happened.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Who did?
Yeah, number 2.
Harold Miller.
He called. He said he's motioning this way. Well, you know, 11 went motioning that way.
Yeah. Second and 10. And straight up the gut blitz, and that's a little lofted out pass, and still on his feet. And they're going to say he stepped out at the 35. And that was Jamon Trialuzma. And look, did you see that? I mean, he just floated that thing way up in the air.
That almost looked like the pop Warner pop passes that we see all the time.
Third down and 4 now. And a little bubble screen here. And he breaks 1 tackle, but he will not elude Tucker, the defensive end. Ball dead on to 35. And the clock will stop with 2 minutes to go for when the officials call for the 2-minute warning. So it's 4th and 3, and are they actually going to punt? Shakur Gibbons is back. Yeah, they're going to punt. Okay. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning with the score, the Fort Pierce Bengals 8 and the Florida Stingrays 6. Right there, down by the fence. And the greatest defensive player in the history of the National Football League in the house tonight, Lawrence Taylor. Love that old school Lawrence Taylor jersey. Now, me, I'm an old school guy, right? So I'm from Baltimore. I grew up in Baltimore. Was an old Baltimore Colt fan. Now, obviously, now a Baltimore Ravens fan. So I'm all about Lawrence Taylor. Because when you grow up in Baltimore, you're about defense because, you know, until we got Lamar Jackson, we were never in offense. And, well, it looks like we're going back to defense again. But Lawrence Taylor was the man. And you could argue Ray Lewis, but I'll never argue Lawrence Taylor under anybody in the NFL history ever. Ray Lewis was great, but he was no Lawrence Taylor. 4th and 3. And they're going to go for this now. As Malik Jackson follows a block, he cuts it back, and this is going to be close. Very, very close. And Caleb will zoom in because it's going to come down to a measurement here on where this ball is. And they're going to, no, it isn't. They're just going to give it to him. And a huge gutsy run by Malik Jackson. And the injury on the field stops the clock with $1:51 to play in the first half. And the referee gives the old first down signal, no measurement needed. What a play. They were going to punt before the timeout, took a timeout. Well, they didn't take a timeout. It was a 2-minute warning. Talked about it during the 2-minute warning, and then went for it. And you never know what a play like that, a simple play like that, because if they don't make it, right, they punt the ball, maybe Edgecombe throws another 65-yard pass right before the half. Now, you if you don't do anything foolish here, you can at least go into the locker room still down just 2, catch your breath because you only have 18 players standing on the sidelines. Catch your breath, get refreshed, get hydrated, come out, and you got a shot to win this. And if you're the Fort Pierce Bengals, you have to go in at halftime. You've got to fix what is currently ailing that rushing attack, because the inability to wear down a 16, 17, 18-man team in this type of heat is, not helping your cause. You were hoping to come in here knowing they weren't bringing a lot of numbers. Maybe you want to beat up that front 7, but you're not able to do that so far, as the Stingrays have the advantage there. Negative rushing yards in the first half for the Bengals. So you've got to fix that rushing attack at halftime. And I think, impressively, they got a couple of big guys up front, but for the most part, the Stingrays are getting this done with speed. All right, 1st and 10, 1:47 to go in the first half. Malik Jackson, let's see if they take a shot here. 5 defensive backs in for the Bengals. Jackson looks, all kinds of time. And now he's going to take off with the football. He is out to the 50-yard line. Malik Jackson ordered an appetizer back there and then took off. 1:23 to go. They say wind the clock, and here we go. But to the Bengals' credit, they didn't let anything get behind them. And that's what you don't want to have happen here. Kept everything in front of him. That's a corner blitz. And Jackson finds his way through that again, and he's down to the 41. And under a minute to go. They don't have any timeouts left, so he's going to spike the football. Now, the thing you got to be careful of here is everybody's got to make sure they're set. He fumbles the snap, and he's down. So it'll be 3rd down and 15 with 42.1 seconds. But you get an opportunity to set for 2 more plays here. They say wind the clock, and here they go. Now he spikes it. I'm not sure what that was. That's a fumble. Okay. Somehow that ended up a fumble. And that's going to be 1st down. So good job by the Bengals, however that occurred.
It's the Greg Schiano. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the Greg Schiano. Right. The Bengals end up with a football. And you know what, Caleb? With 34.3 seconds left and a timeout, I think, in their pocket, take a shot or 2 here. And you know their skill position players are a little winded right now because they've been playing the corners in the linebacker position. Take a shot on them. As I said, Edgecombe's got good trajectory on this football tonight. Got to find the accuracy a little bit, but he's certainly throwing it well deep down the field. So he is from the gun, and he has got 4 wide receivers. First down, Edgecombe drops back, and he does take a shot, and this is going to be a jump ball, and Mitchell nearly hauled it in as coverage was provided there by Tyus Savoy. Got to throw it just a little bit sooner. You kind of got to let, as a former quarterback on a play like that, you kind of got to let your receiver run under it. You don't want the jump ball there. You want him to run under it because you want him to still be running. So I get set and wanting to throw, but you got to get set quick and let that thing go and just let him run under it. And you got to tell him that's what we're doing. So you got Knowles in the slot. Where is Mitchell? So Jones lined up near side wide. Edgecombe from the gun. 2nd and 10, 25.4 to go here. As the blitz is coming and down goes Edgecombe on the slippery turf. And now, well, what I was going to say was with 19.4 seconds left and a loss of 10 on the play and 3rd and 20 from your own 35 and a 2.8 to 6 lead, you may just be better off taking a knee here and going to the locker room. But if you've burned a timeout, chances are you're probably going to try and run a play. So we'll see how this plays out. I like these Bengals uniforms, man. Some of the best-looking uniforms I've ever seen in minor league ball here. Semi-pro. I mean, they're nice looking. Very detailed. As a broadcaster, if I ever had a request for Big Meech on the future, I would take out one of the inside lines, you know. So the 5s don't look like 6s and the 8s don't look like, 4s. 3rd and 20 now with 19.4 seconds to play in the first half. Edgecombe from the gun. That's not Edgecombe. And this is a trick play. Not a trick play, but a quick screen. I got a feeling they were going to throw a quick screen. And Knowles, show Speedy Knowles down here. See Speedy Knowles down here in the other wide receiver? I got a feeling they were going to try and throw a quick pass to the wide receiver here. And he was going to try to get it down the field. But the Florida Stingray defense has been a little quicker to the edges tonight than the Bengals offense has. And that play had no shot. So it's 4th down and now 20 with 12.8 seconds. And the Bengals can't take a knee because as soon as they do that, the clock stops for the change of possession. And the Stingrays get another play. So now they got to punt it. So now you have to punt it. And back deep is Riante Duncan for the Stingrays. Eight to 6 is our score here. That's a good one. And that'll take us to the end of the first half. Laughing. 17 for half. So we'll be back in 17 minutes. You're laughing at me on the semi-pro What do you call this ball? Seriously, is it semi-pro? Is it mine? What is it? When I played, I always said I played adult league football is what I said.
I mean, that's about.
Yeah, that's what I always said.
That's about the quality.
I never know what to call it.
Well, hey, the last semi-pro game I did well.
Right, exactly. So, all right, 8-6 in what has become a defensive battle here. We'll be back to Khalil Mack Field in about 12 minutes here on the Sports Network. All right, welcome back. About 30 seconds to go here until kickoff. Halftime stats brought to you by Pool Boy Mafia. Hashtag Pool Boy, POOLBOI Mafia on Facebook. And, of course, Big Trouble Loyalty Bail Bonds. It's 8-6. That's the halftime stat I have. Turnover apiece. Touchdowns in the game. A 65-yarder from Antoine Edgecombe to Tommy Mitchell. And a 2.5-point conversion good to Tom Fulton. And a 2.5-yard run by Jamantry Elusma as we get set to go here. In half number 2, 15 on the clock. And set to kick off will be Kyrie Savoy. You know who I miss? The DJ. Is he here? Oh, did he? Okay. All right. The DJ had everybody fired up at the last home game. He did get a couple warnings. he did. He's funny. He's funny. All right, let's check in on FAU and see what's going on there. From covering the NCAA tournament last week, I can tell you right now, those half times, brutally long. Brutally long.
Yeah, they put stuff on the screen to try to make it seamless.
57-50. It ain't going well right now for FAU. K-State's good, man. They are good. Ain't nobody from there watching. I'll say congratulations to the Eastern Florida State women's basketball team. Hopefully somebody's watching from there. But back in Brevard County, Eastern Florida State, the local NJCAA college, their women in Lubbock, Texas, won 82-77 today. They advanced to the Final Four of the D1 National JUCO tournament. So congratulations to Coach MJ Baker. 15 on the clock. Knowles back deep. Along with number 19, D. Joseph. Saw a lot of Bengals in the parking lot limping around. Physical first half. It was a defensive first half. Good news is all those guys I saw limping were getting iced up, proper treatment, and back out on the field. As Kyrie Savoy is set to kick off. Here we go. 8-6. Bengals on top of the Stingrays. Alan Z with you from Khalil Mack Field. And this one is drilled right down the middle and takes a wild hop and picked up by Joseph. And he is out across the 20-25, still on his feet, and brought down at the 27-yard line. And this is where Antoine Edgecombe and the Fort Pierce Bengals will take over. 1st and 10. See if there were any adjustments made to the rushing attack for the Bengals. Negative rushing yards in the first half. That Florida Stingrays defense was fast off the edges. Now, they do have some size up front in Shaquem Padmore, big number 99, big number 56 as well, Trey Prater. Number 2's got a little size on him, too. But guy doing a lot of the damage in the first half was Eugene McCutcheon, the outside linebacker. And I would imagine 26 as well, linebacker, Edward Fagan. So the Bengals, ball at the 26-yard line. Edgecombe crossing routes. He gets out. That's not Edgecombe. He's still on his feet, and oh my goodness gracious. Well, the quarterback, go downstairs and find out who number 16 is, because I'm going to have to know who he is now playing, because he's the quarterback. He's not on my roster. Yeah. And I ain't going to sit here and say 16 completes a pass. But 16 is sacked officially. But I mean, he ran into the wall known as Trey Prater in there, number 56. We were just talking about Trey. Trey comes off to catch his breath for a play, and maybe here's where you try to take advantage of something. So, looks to throw. Gonna hauls this one down the field. Intercepted. Wow. Just threw that up. He's still on his feet, and he's got blockers. And he's still on his feet all the way down to the 15. What a run back by James Anderson. Rodney Jones, the quarterback, throws the interception, and he just threw that up for grabs, and grabbing it was, Cedric Durant. Cedric Durant with the interception, and Durant with a heck of a return. Rodney Jones. Rodney Jones? Okay. So Rodney Jones comes in for Antoine Edgecombe in his first pass. I'm sure he'd like to have back. And he had, and I think the thing that he's contemplating in his head right now is he had all kinds of room to run there. So, but the return by Durant was definitely a thing of beauty. And 1st and 10 now inside the Pool Boy Mafia red zone are the Florida Stingrays. And Caleb and I were outside talking at the half about how this one would play out, and we certainly didn't have that on the bingo card. 13-10 to go in the third quarter. 8-6. The Bengals on top. That lead in jeopardy, though. Malik Jackson returns as quarterback. And he takes the snap off the ground, slips and falls, and just rolls forward back to minimize the loss. It'll be 2nd and about 13, 14 now. And Malik needs to figure something out with his cleats. And the center needs to get the ball up. I don't know if they got their original center back. Their original center was Christopher Ortiz, and you remember he left. Yep, nope. Ortiz is still standing over. Yep, good call by the referee in the booth here. He's still standing over on the sideline, so can't really blame the center. Second and 14. Good snap that time. He just pushes one out, and incomplete, says the back judge. Pass intended for Tyus Savoy, and it'll be 3rd and 14. The incomplete pass will stop the clock with 12:11 to play in the third. Do you need to go down and get the charger? Okay. What's that? Well, you'll do it on the kickoff. 3rd and 14. Certainly 4-down territory here. And again, this is where the Stingrays have been dangerous tonight, 3rd and 4th and long. It's been the kind of game it's been. A weird one. DeLucio in motion. Malik Jackson gets outside. That's a block from the back. And the referee, is he going to throw it? He's reaching. He does not throw it. And I think Kendrick Gaskins has got a legitimate complaint there. and that's going to bring up 4th and 14. He was blocked in the back, pushed to the ground. So a big play here. They can bail out their quarterback if this defense can get a stop. And it's been the one constant for the Bengals this year has been this defense. But Jackson's been dangerous. He's got 2 backs in the backfield. Lusma to his left. Gibbons to his right. Looks to throw. They take his outlet away. Slips. Throws. And there's Gibbons. Gibbons has got a shot at a first down. He is going to be close. And I believe they're going to say no immediately. I don't know. What's the deal here? Nope, he immediately pointed the other way. So the Bengals, woof, that was close if you're a Bengals fan there. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bengals. If he missed it by 6 inches. So the turnover on downs will stop the clock. $11:41 to go here. And Rodney Jones, I think, has come back out. Yep. So Jones takes over at his own 6-5 from the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers, 1 back to his right. Rolls in the end zone, throws wide open across the middle, and too high for his intended target. Thomas Fulton, 2nd and 10. So the Bengals have not attempted a run here in the second half. We'll see if they try one here. Jones again from the gun, looks to throw, tries to get out of trouble, and ball's out. Ball's out, recovered in the end zone, and it's going to be a safety. A safety on the turnover, and it's going to be 8-8. With 11:26 to go. And Jones had the ball down by his hip, got hit, lost it, and recovered in the end zone, luckily by a Fort Pierce Bengal player. But they got to give up 2 points, and we're tied at 8. And I tell you what, with just 18 players on the sideline, the Florida Stingrays right now certainly holding their own here. And an auspicious start, unfortunately, for the new Bengals quarterback. An interception and a fumble on the first 2 possessions. And now a free kick coming to the Stingrays. The one thing you have to do, you just, as a former quarterback coach as well, you got to hold that ball up. You got to protect that football under all circumstances. If you're going to run with it, you got to get that second hand on, especially in your own end zone. And go back and look at the film and see what he needs to do. He'll make the adjustment. But you can't hold it down at your hip like that. But he knows it. 11:26 to play in the third. And I think the Bengals are just going to opt to kick off here. Or actually, they're just going to punt. So they're going to punt here. And if I were the Florida Stingrays, I don't know that I'd be standing back at my own 10. Well, maybe they should be. That one's going to bounce at the 25, picked up at the 20, across the 25, 30, and he is stuck, and I mean stuck hard at the 30 by Tommy Mitchell. So Mitchell with a touchdown tonight and a big stick there on special teams. And let's see here who we get. I believe Antoine Edgecombe is down on the sidelines with his shoulder. Nope, that's not him. My bad. All right, so we got us an 8-8 game, and guess what, folks? That's exactly where these two teams were the last time they met through 60 minutes. 8-8. As Malik Jackson brings them back here. 11:16 to play in the third. Jackson with the back in the backfield. He's got doubles split equal to each side. And the man in motion is Telosa. Oh, my goodness gracious. You couldn't get in any quicker than that. And he's got to be offside. He was in there so fast. I mean, that's a great play if it's onside, but there's a flag down, and it's going to be offsides on the defense. So it'll be first down. I mean, to get in that fast is almost nearly impossible not to be offside. Not even Dwight Freeney in his prime on a turf gets in that fast.
That was one of the fastest get-offs of my generation.
I've never seen anybody get off that fast. I've been watching football for 40 years. 50 years. God, am I that old? All right, for some reason, this yardstick hasn't moved, but it should be first and 5, shouldn't it? Yeah, should be first and 5. Trey Prater's back in at left tackle. And the problem for the Stingrays offense tonight has been the cleats of Malik Jackson. That's been the problem.
The refs are asking each to get 2 adults to get on the chains.
Yeah. All right, so 2 adults are going to jump on the chains now. And that's probably a good thing. But they did a good job, as good as they could do. Or at least the adult's going to stand over there and assist. And I think that's at the request of the coach for Florida. Should be first down, right?
That was the first play of the drive.
Right, it's exactly right. So it should be first and 5, right? They got me second guessing, third guessing, fourth guessing myself. If you like sports talk, tomorrow night at 7:30 on Brevard Sports Network, join us for Mouth and Off Sports Talk, where we talk about all the great issues and not great issues going on in sports. I've got quite an opinion tomorrow night about the Lamar Jackson fiasco, and I say fiasco for both him and the Ravens. This thing is an ever-evolving situation daily. 2nd and 5. 1st and 5. Draw play. Oh, goodness gracious, what a stick. And Eugene McCutcheon on that carry, and he picks up no yards. And for some reason, it's 3rd and 5. Third and 4. I got to go with what the stick says. I mean, should be 2nd and 4, but it's 3rd and 4. Lose my in motion. In trouble. Slips again. And he's going down this time. And if the sticks stay accurate, then it's going to be 4th and 7 now. And then the referee says it's 4th down. I guess we missed a play. So it's 4th and 6. And Shakur Gibbons will punt. And Speedy Knowles is back deep. The up back is Rodney Matthew. He's not back. I was going to say he is not back there a long way. And that is recovered following. I mean, he was only about 7 yards deep. And that is a punt block. And the Bengals now will take over with outstanding field position following the block. That's on the punter. He didn't give himself any room. And we got a cramping situation on the field. As the cries for the pickle juice come. Mustard, pickle juice, vinegar. Everybody's got a remedy. Salt under the tongue. Everybody. Middle of the night, I get up screaming, throw some salt under my tongue.
Wake me up in the dead of the night with
Screaming. How many bus rides have you been on as an athlete coming back from a game where all of a sudden you're woken up out of the middle of your sleep with one of your teammates on a dead scream? Scared the hell out of you. And the pickle juice, all of it works. Just what do you like? What works for you? For me, it's a little splash of salt under the tongue.
in some case in high school football, whatever the athletic trainer happens to have on that bus, it can help me.
Oh, when you got cramps as bad as he just had them, you'll do anything, including cut off a limb. Goodness. Sometimes sometimes those cramps, they get so bad. I mean, you just literally feel like you're whatever's going on inside of there is growing on the inside. I mean, it's terrible. And then you laugh about it after it's over, right? You go, can you believe I was in that much pain? Yeah. Yeah. Then you always go over and tell your coach, thanks, coach. I know what it means to hydrate now. And then you do it again the same week, and that following week, all week. Drink sodas. Game day, you're on the back of the bus screaming again. So it's 1st and 10 for the Bengals. And back in at quarterback is Antoine Edgecombe. With Smith to his right. Doubles. They're not split equally, so they're not doubles. 4 wide receivers. Speedy Knowles in motion. Jet sweep coming to Knowles. Read perfectly. And Knowles nowhere to go because he had no blocking over there. And Coming up to make the stop is Jason Telausa. And they just couldn't get out quick enough to throw a block there. 2nd and 10 now for the Bengals offense at the 35 following the block punt. I make it 2nd and 11. He did lose a yard. Edgecombe, 8:25 and running here. They showing blitz. They bringing it. He throws. Can't see. Caught underneath. And down inside or close to down inside the red zone. Good catch by Cam Webb down there. And that's Webb's first catch of the night. As the Bengals are now inside the Pool Boy Mafia red zone here with 7:50 to play in the third. An opportunity to put some points on the board. We are tied 8-8 here in the third. 1st and 10 at the 19. Edgecombe back in at quarterback. Smith to his left. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the right. The 2 to the left are stacked up a little closer to each other. Edgecombe, looks like the Bengals have abandoned the run. Nope, as soon as I say it, they hand off. And Smith with a hole right wide up the middle. And Smith all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And it's 1st and goal for the Fort Pierce Bengals. Great run by Smith. That is the longest run of the night for Fort Pierce, and it was on a well-executed draw play. And, even I just said they appear to have abandoned the run, and so obviously the Stingrays thinking a little of the same there, and they got caught off guard because they haven't been beaten up the middle like that all night. So in the backfield, I believe, is Smith. And the give is to him again, and he inches ever so closer. Picks up 1 maybe, 2nd and goal from about the 4.5. And this is where, if you're up front with the size advantage currently that the Bengals have, you just got to go mano-a-mano and punch the other guy in the face, figuratively, of course. And, pound this rock into the end zone. This is where you got to want it a little bit more than the guy in front of you. Edgecombe with Smith to his left. And a quick pass over, caught on the screen, and immediately dropped for a loss of 4. Get a number on number 10, Cam Webb again, and Webb loses yards on this one, so all the way back to the 8, so it's 3rd and goal from the 8, so 4-down territory here. I don't know if they have a field goal kicker, so the bottom line is if they do, 3 points could be very valuable here in an 8-8 game, especially when you played these guys a month ago and your final score was 8-8. .455 to play here at Khalil Mack Field in beautiful Fort Pierce, Florida. Alan Z and Keller Brown with you. And the big man has checked in at fullback, and I believe that's still Smith in the backfield to the left of Edgecombe. Knowles in the slot on the far side. I can't see the right because of the big vent, but I guess Cam Webb is out here, and it is the Smith. Smith cuts back. He's got a hole, but quickly it closes. And he's going to be brought. He fumbled the ball. He fumbled the football. Are they going to say he was down or they can't return it? This would be an unbelievable turnover. What are they saying here? All right, so they're going to say Smith was down, but it's still going to bring up 4th and goal. He had a hole, and it closed very quickly. So it's 4th and goal now. And the ball is all the way back to the 10 after being down to about the 4. So they've lost 6 yards in 2 plays. And now I got to think they're throwing the ball here. Edgecombe with Smith to his left. Number 2 is split out wide right. It's Harold Miller. Edgecombe throws. Overthrown, incomplete. And with 4:20 to play in the third, a turnover on downs as the Florida Stingrays defense holds following the block punt. And the Bengals are unable to cash in here. As several wide receivers are walking off the field, and I think they know maybe this could have been an opportunity missed for sure here. And the Bengals defense is going to have to come up large once again. All right. 1st and 10 now for Malik Jackson. Timeout. All right, we're going to have a timeout on the field with 4:20 to play here. Back with the rest of the third quarter in just a moment. You're watching the Fort Pierce Bengals here on the Brevard Sports Network.
All right, here we are. 1st and 10 according to the sticks, and that's what I'm going to go with. Jackson calls for the snap, drops back, fires a quick slant, and it's caught by number 3. By Kyrie Savoy. Ran the slant route, and that'll be enough for a Stingray first down. Jackson just stood back there. 1, 2, pop right there. Jackson directing traffic. We got 3 receivers here to the near side. 2 bunched up. Jackson Screen and overthrows. He was looking again to Savoy. And that will be incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Stingrays. (8-8). 3:24 left to go here in quarter number 3. So what will the Stingrays do here? 2nd and 10. I say go back and run that slant pattern again. See if you can catch him again. Again, same formation. Sends a receiver in motion. Jackson drops back, rolls. It's going to be fired. He's got a man and overthrows his receiver. He had a man open, just overthrew him by a touch.
And that should bring up 3rd down. I'd like to thank Caleb stepping in there for me. Make a check here on FAU. That game should be over. Oh, my goodness. 2 seconds left. FAU up by 1. And, of course, we got an error. FAU or Kansas State, looks like they're cheering. And here it's 3rd and 10 for this Florida Stingray offense. So you're getting the best of both worlds here on BSN. Jackson looks to throw. He's in trouble. Slips again. He just pushes it out, and that ball is tipped, and that's going to bring up 4th down. (75-74), Florida Atlantic up. Can you imagine 2 Florida teams going to the Final Four, and one's Florida Atlantic and the other's Miami? There's 22.8 seconds to go in that game. And here we got 3:08 to play in the 3rd and 4th down, and this time Gibbons takes a step or 2 further back, but not much further back than he was with the block punt. And if I'm the Bengals, here they come. Yeah, here they come. That ball, he snaps it over his head, and I don't know how he got it off, but he does. And Knowles is going to let it bounce, and it's going to be down at the 40. All kinds of things went wrong there. But it ended up right for barely, but it did. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for this Bengals offense as Antoine Edgecombe gets the play from the OC here. The vaunted 3-minute mark of the quarter on each quarter has taken 25 minutes to play. All right, so it's 8-8 is our score. The Stingrays and the Bengals here on Brevard Sports Network in Edgecombe. Now doubles. He's got 4 wide receivers. They're lined up equally. Blitz. Edgecombe's got a man wide open. Cam Webb caught. This is going to be a Fort Pierce Bengal touchdown. Antoine Edgecombe. Again with the bomb. This one to Webb. Guess what? Another 60-plus yarder.
They threw a flag for the excessive.
And a flag for excessive celebration and taunting.
At the end of the run, he ran backwards.
Yeah. And with 2:49 to play in the third, it's a 6-point Bengal lead. And unreal how both their scores have come. Cam Webb had him beat, and Edgecombe saw it. We saw it one-on-one. They blitzed, and they got caught. They sent the corner, and Webb was left with one-on-one coverage on the outside, and he absolutely smoked the cornerback, had him beat by 5 yards, and all Edgecombe had to do was drop it in, and he does. And it is a Fort Pierce Bengal touchdown. The second of the night for 60 or more yards. Yeah, the penalty's got the 2-point conversion now all the way back to the 17-yard line. Edgecombe drops, looks, fires in the corner, jump ball, intercepted. This can be run back for 2, and still on his feet is Savoy, and he's still on his feet, and he's still on his feet, and he ran 40 yards to get tackled at the 2. So with 2:35 to play in the third, it is a 6-point Fort Pierce Bengal lead. And the kickoff is coming here. So FAU leads at 79-76. With 5 seconds to go, Kansas State brings the ball down the court. And my feed cut out. They needed a 3 to tie, and they don't get it. FAU will advance to the Final Four. They are the region champs. Can you imagine? Way to go, FAU. Look, they were 31-3 going into this tournament. Many people felt they were underseeded, those in the know-how. So they will advance to the Final Four. The first time in program history they'll go to the Final Four. I don't even have to look that up. 79-76. Congratulations to the Owls of FAU. Out there doing a dance on the field is Patrick Dusenard. See him? Dusenard out there getting busy. Look at him. All right, here we go. Keep your eye on him. .235 to play in a never-ending third quarter. 14-8. The Fort Pierce Bengals on top. And this one is drilled off the hands of the up back. Somebody better pick it up. That was nearly an unbelievable play for the Bengals as they almost recovered that. And it'll be 1st and 10. We got a little bit of pushing and shoving as Nick Rossi is not very happy with somebody on the Bengals. And this has been a good, hard-fought game. You don't want to see any of that stuff start. You did a game a couple of weeks ago in which it had to end in the, second, third quarter? 2 minutes into the third quarter because the other team beat the hell out of the guy with the yardstick and all. I mean, it was crazy. 1st and 10 now at the 19-yard line. .228 to play. I still can't believe FAU won. Oh, everybody wants them to win it now. A 9 seed? You kidding me? Tell me you had that in your bracket. Jackson throws, caught underneath. Nice pitch and catch. That's a gain of 15. And a Stingray first down. Ball hauled in by Tyus Savoy. And may look unconventional, but again, it is effective. When he's not slipping and can get it off, he's pretty accurate. No, I've seen him slip a couple times with the plant foot. 1st and 10, 1:57 to play in the third. Ball on the Stingray 35. Jackson from the gun. He now moves everybody in and a bunch formation. Real tightly bunch formation, but he kicks out Gibbons wide right. And none of that works. And it's going to be 2nd and 10. I'm not sure what they were trying to do there, but it fell apart right from the snap. Eight to 8. And the incomplete pass will, guess what? Stop the clock. Second and 10 from the 35 for the Stingrays. Kyrie Savoy split wide near side. They'll now go back to the bunch formation. The Savoys bunch tight near side. Jackson, all kinds of time, rolls out. Going to take off with it. He's going to have, if he can stay in, he cannot. So it's going to be 3rd and about 4. And they say stop the clock because he went out of bounds. Or actually, he does pick up the first down. I thought he ran out behind the other yard marker. I can't see how that was a first down. What are they doing with the yardsticks over there? Yeah, I was going to say, he ran out of bounds well before that stick, and we're going to get a timeout. This is an injury timeout. And it's going to be 3rd down and 2.5 to 3. And we're going to get another adult to go over and work the sticks. All right, so it'll be 3rd down and 3, and now 2 of the 3-yard stick are dodge. He's just going to help him out there. Okay, I like it. So 1:19 to play in the 3rd. Jackson with 2 backs in the backfield. Balls. Direct snap to one of the running backs. He's going to be short, close to a 1st down, but short. Everybody pointing yes, no, and the referee says nope. He's going to be about a half yard short, so it's going to be 4th and about 10 inches. 8-8 is our score. Under a minute to go in the 3rd. I'm sorry, 14-8 is our score. 14-8. Is our score. A 60-yard touchdown pass from Antoine Edgecombe to Cam Webb broke the 8-8 tie, and a 2-point conversion was no good. 30 seconds to play in the 3rd, 14-8. Fort Pierce on top. 4th and about 10, well, I'll say call it a yard. Gives the number 5, and he's going to be stopped well short of the 1st down. And the Bengals, as we head, well, clock's going to stop with 14 seconds, but the Bengals will take over 1st and 10 at the Florida Stingray 45, 44. And they're going to run the clock out, and we're going to head to the end of the 3rd quarter. We start quarter number 4 with the Fort Pierce Bengals on top, 14-8.
All right, so here are the Bengals. 1st and 10. Snap and handoff up the middle and big hole. And he will get hit out of bounds short of the first down marker, but a great run there. Ron Chavez Sears, number 3 on the carry. Edgecombe in at quarterback. Yeah. Got about 7 or 8.
Yep. Looks like 8. So good run there by Sears. And this is wind the clock, and the clock is wind. 2nd down and 2. 14.5 to go in the game. 14-8, Bengals on top. Sears again, and this time he is slung to the ground by Bryce Brown. And Bryce and Sears got some little bit of trash talking going on between them on the last play and this play as well. To Antoine Edgecombe. And this is going to go against Sears for 15. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. And that just wiped out both good runs by him, or the one good run by him. Got to get up sometimes and just hand the ball back to the referee. I get it. But you have a lead, and now it's, instead of 3rd and 7, it's now 3rd and 20.
Coach Scotty Sr. used to tell us, if someone's talking trash and you got a lead, you just point at the scoreboard and walk away.
Just point at the scoreboard and walk away. It looked like that's what Sears was trying to do, but official threw a flag on him. He was pointing, that's for sure. As Cam Webb, who caught the last touchdown pass for over 60 yards, heads out wide right. Edgecombe drops, he's blitzed, and he had no time at all. And, well, guess who? The defensive star of the night, off the corner blitz, Bryce Brown again. And now it's 4th and a trip to West Palm Beach for a 1st down. Officially 4th and 32. And obviously a punting down as Riante Duncan is back deep. And it looks like Rodney Jones is in the punt. Just need to get the snap there at this point. Jones. Nice. Oh, my goodness, what a beautiful boot by Jones. And it's ball. All right, I don't know what happened there. They just cut us down. Facebook just cut us down. Maybe it was music or something. I'm not sure what it was. But they just killed our feed for no good reason. And he gets outside. And he is stacked up. Our apologies. It just cut the feed, man. Just cut our feed. Sometimes if Facebook picks up music, they'll block the feed out. And apparently that's what they did to us there. So the situation is now 2nd down and 9. As Florida did recover the muff punt by Duncan. $11:50 to go. 14-8 is the score. Fort Pierce on top. Well, here's the other issue. Third down and a timeout on the field. So it's 3rd and 5 now. $11:14 to play. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of time. That clock is, we're working on a 3-hour game here. And that's going to be a false start, so now it's going to be 3rd and 10. Throws, caught, but, he got the first down on a 2nd and 3rd effort. That's not he says yes, first down. I was going to say that's not a great spot, but he picks it up anyway. And the sticks move, and it'll be first down. Tell me if you can hear us. Blitzed. He just throws this one up and out of bounds. That's a nice job by Malik Jackson there to live another day, as he made sure he airmailed that one to the bench. And that's a smart play because you get to do it again at least 2 more times. 10-19. The incomplete pass obviously stops the clock. 14-8. Fort Pierce Bengals on top. Throws, caught. And I tell you what, he turned and delivered a shoulder and knocked the ball loose from Duncan. And that was a ferocious hit delivered there by Javon Brown, the DB. You want to talk, that's a big league stick right there. And that was smart because what he did was, at the very last minute, to avoid a hit on a defenseless receiver or a helmet-to-helmet, he turned his shoulder. Just a great play overall by Brown on that one. Jackson in trouble. Third down. Oh, look at him take off. Still on his feet. Oh, second effort as he picks up the first down. 9 minutes to go. And Malik Jackson right now willing his team down the football field. 1st and 10 at the 42. First and 10. Turns. Oh, ball's out and into the hands of the Bengals. The ball took a Fort Pierce bounce and into the hands of the waiting linebacker, Justin. Who is that? 30? I think it's Torrey Howard. Torrey Howard. Just right into his arms. And the Bengals force the second Stingray turnover of the night, and it's a big one with 8:16 to go. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the Florida Stingray 43. This is Edgecombe with Smith. The give is to Smith. And Smith picks up 4. So picks up 2. So it'll be 2nd and 8. My apologies, I could not see the spot. This is Speedy Knowles trying to get outside and just nothing doing. Knowles is dropped. 3rd and 8. Edgecombe with Smith to his right. 3 wide receivers near side. And nothing doing. And 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout with 6:15 to go in this one. Obviously going for it here. No, I'm sorry, they're punting. They're punting. My bad. I looked up and saw the wrong thing. And Rodney Jones is back to punt. There's the snap. Angles it, but ends up drilling it through the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Florida Stingrays at their own 20. Back with the final 6:07 in just a minute. Likely one of the last opportunities here for the Florida Stingrays to do something offensively. And they were driving until the fumble the last time. So let's see who's the better conditioned team. We're about to find out here, because that's going to play a big factor in the final 6 minutes. Malik Jackson, who has just been awesome tonight, throws wide open across the middle and caught by Tyus Savoy. Coverage was there. The ball was just dropped in beautifully. Not much you can do when that happens. I mean, he was literally on his back. He could have thrown a flag, but Jackson drops it in, and it's 1st and 10 at the Stingrays 44. Little bubble screen here, just throws it out to the sideline. Why did the whistles blow so soon? There's a flag back there. He said I threw. Okay, because the referee threw a flag, so that play's not going to count. Shouldn't count anyway. We'll see what the deal is here. A holding. But he blew the whistle before the end of the play. So I don't understand that. But anyway, it is what it is. Now that I would take a little umbrage with, because you can't blow the whistle like that before the end of the play, even if it's two, because that split, somebody pulls up, they get hurt. So you got to be careful doing that. Jackson rolls out to his left. Finds a seam. Still on his feet. Out to the 50. Jackson just picked up 18 yards and did it essentially on his own. Incredible. Great run. And they're taking their time. Again, they only have about 18 guys they brought here tonight. So it's third and I thought that would be a first down, but I guess not after the hold. So 3rd and 5. Jackson in trouble. He's going to take off again. He's got blocked. Oh, he slips and falls. They say get up, but he's got the first down, so that's what he's going to care about, and that's what he should care about. They say he slipped down. 4th and 1 now. So this defense for the Bengals, which has been great all night, save for a few plays by Jackson, is going to have to do it again, and they're going to take a timeout, I believe. At least they should. They are not. The clock is down to 3 minutes, so this is likely it. Final drive. Fourth and a yard and a half. And this Bengals defense, Jackson throws it up. Did he catch that? No, they say. It hit the ground, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And they got a player injured on the field. And we can't see it, and that's a good thing because I think it's a shoulder injury. Still down. You hate to see any of these guys get hurt because they work all week and they come out here and they do this for a release. And to get injured sucks, for lack of a better term. Apologize, not a very professional broadcasting term, but it does. So all the Bengals need to do now is put together maybe a first down, and they can win this thing and get out of here. Yeah, he's jogging. 2:39, and cramping is coming. You see it all over the field. Guys running around and trying to work it out. First and 10. This is going to be the Antoine Edgecombe and Smith show here. And the give is to Smith. Big hole up the middle. Still on his feet. Smith still on his feet. all the way down to the 30-yard line. That's not Smith either, is it? Is it? No, that's 43. And I don't have a 43. Must be a new player, too, because I don't have a 4-3 on my roster. But a great run nonetheless. Double check my roster I printed. Okay, that's Daquan Harris. Daquan Harris with a big run and a timeout. How about the run by Daquan Harris? 2-minute warning, timeout, back in a minute here on BSN. Here we go. Final 2:05 and a 14-8 lead for the Bengals. They just need to sit on this thing. Not sure why the sticks are so short of 10 yards, but they are. And this is Daquan Harris again. And with 1:59, another timeout is taken on the field. $1:59 to play. And the Bengals are off next week. This game has been canceled. What do you say? Hit him so hard, what?
He's hit him in the stomach, then I hit him in another place that you don't want to be hit.
Oh, man. That's funny. Second down here. First down ends this. So first down, and all you need then is a couple of kneel downs. And every coach's favorite formation, which is victory formation. Outside, turns the corner nearly, and I'm sorry, but he's still on his feet. Touchdown! How about the run by Daquan Harris? Stayed in bounds, and with 1:47 to go, Daquan Harris with a 31-yard run to put this one on ice. I thought he was out, and he stayed in. Great effort by Harris. Is that who that was? Pretty sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think so, yeah. Yeah, they're going for 2. This ball's on to 2. So 2-point conversion coming up. No victory formation to do it. DeQuan finishes it off. And with 1:47 to go, the Bengals are going to ice a 22-8 victory. It's a good game by both teams. A little sloppy at times, but the Bengals make the biggest plays when it matters the most, and they're going to come out of here with a win tonight. And the Bengals will kick it off here. The guys are feeling pretty good about themselves. As well as they should. And we're set for the kickoff here. And my goodness gracious, what a boot. This is going to go all the way through the end zone. Best kickoff of the night, best run of the night have all come with and best punt of the night have all come with under 2 minutes to play. What are we doing? He just gave a touchdown signal for some reason. What is he saying?
Oh, they're saying it touched. So it's a touchdown for who? Touchdown for the Bengals.
Oh, they're saying he touched that? That's a touchdown.
They're saying he touched it, and the Bengals are the ones that picked it up in the end zone.
Okay, so that's a touchdown for the Bengals off the kickoff. They're saying that the returner touched it. The Bengals picked it up in the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Okay. I've seen it all. Who picked it up? Would definitely want to make sure I give him his credit. That's wild. That is wild. Well, any hope of a comeback is definitely spoiled, and the coach is not going to be happy about this. Not at all. Yeah. I may not have called that one. But, in fairness, they got it right. If that's what happened, then that's the rule. Yeah, I think they're going to be done. This is going to be an interesting ending here. That was crazy.
Some of the Bengals players are still like
What?
not understanding.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Yeah, they're going to discuss this one for a while. But for all intent and purpose, this one is definitely over. Especially with that school, especially with that last one added to the mix. And the officials can also make the call to end it. $22. That's the game.
They're waving the 6 off.
They're going to wave the 6 off. Okay. All right, so they've changed their mind and going to wave the 6 off. Wow. Okay. But I definitely saw the guy raise his arms for a touchdown, right?
Yes. Not only did he raise his arm for a touchdown, he came over and yelled it up to us.
Yeah, touchdown. Craziness has ensued. Yeah, we'll all watch this unfold together here. No, it ain't going to make no difference. No difference at all. So for the let's just recap real quick here. So the the Fort Pierce Bengals tonight could not run the football until that final touchdown there, and we'll get to that in a minute. But what they were able to do tonight was the long ball. Antoine Edgecombe on the Bengals' first possession of the night with a 65-yard touchdown pass, and it was a beaut as he dropped it right into Tommy Mitchell. The second touchdown of the night was also a 60-plus yard touchdown pass, and he dropped that into Cam Webb. The final touchdown of the night came on the 31-yard run. This ball is straight up and picked off by Tommy Mitchell. So Mitchell not only has a touchdown, but he's got an interception, and victory formation is coming. But the final run of the night was the best run of the night for the Fort Pierce Bengals, as number 43 ran it in 31 yards, and that is Dequan Harris. And I'm sure this is going to be a kneel down. Well, let me rescind that. I'm not sure. I'm just saying what I would do. And that's exactly what we're going to get here as Antoine Edgecombe in victory formation. So we want to thank Big Meech, John Chandler tonight for his support. Thank all of you for your patience and our ignorance tonight and not being able to bring you a stream with the graphics. And we do apologize for that. And glad you stuck with us here tonight on the Brevard Sports Network. I want to thank Pool Boy Mafia as well as Trouble Loyalty Bail Bonds. And why are they calling a timeout? Come on, guys. Timeout by the Florida Stingrays with 58.9 seconds. I guess they're taking it literal. You don't leave the field with timeouts in your pocket. And they ain't. So I've never heard so many whistles. Is there a train coming? Now they say wind the clock. I don't know what the rush is. He's just going to take a knee. And that's going to do it. So your final score, the Fort Pierce Bengals 22 and the Florida Stingrays 8. Have a great night, everybody.